What is the best fee arrangement for a non-compete lawsuit? I'm Zach Wolf. I'm a Texas trial lawyer, and in this video, I'm going to explain some of the benefits and disadvantages of the typical types of fee arrangement as they apply to a non-compete lawsuit. Let's start with the old standby, the hourly fee arrangement. Marker, please. Thank you. The hourly fee arrangement is the one that people are probably most familiar with, where the lawyer charges a set rate by the hour. Now, one obvious disadvantage of the hourly arrangement is that the lawyer has an economic incentive to bill as much as possible. Now, this can lead to some undesirable behavior, even when the lawyer is really trying to do his best to do what's best for the client. The problem is that the lawyer is going to have an incentive to bill for doing things that may not be essential to getting good results for the client. Like I said, that's a pretty obvious disadvantage, and most people are probably aware of that. There are some less obvious advantages to the hourly fee arrangement. One of them is this. Most clients, in most cases, tend to overvalue their case, and that's no less true of a non-compete lawsuit. So let's say you're the company suing to enforce a non-compete. The company often tends to think that the value of the lawsuit is greater than what it really is. And in that case, the hourly fee arrangement can actually be a good thing for the client because it makes the client think twice about continuing with the lawsuit. If there's a cost out of pocket to continuing, it gives the client a little more incentive to settle, and that can actually be in the client's best interest. Another less obvious advantage of an hourly fee arrangement is it gives the lawyer an incentive to be prepared. A big part of being successful in a non-compete lawsuit, like any lawsuit, is for the lawyer to be thorough and be prepared, especially when going to court or taking a deposition or any major task like that in the lawsuit. If the lawyer is getting paid for his time, he's got an incentive to spend the time necessary to be prepared. And that can be a good thing. Okay, but what about a contingent fee? Now, contingent fees are the dominant fee arrangement in personal injury litigation for the plaintiff. In business cases, you can also have contingent fee arrangements, although they are less common in that kind of case. In a non-compete case, if you're on the defense side, if you're the employee being sued for violating the non-compete, or if you are the company that is being sued because it hired an employee who had a non-compete, the contingent fee arrangement probably isn't going to work for you. It doesn't really work as well on the defense side. Okay, but what about the plaintiff side? Does a contingent fee arrangement make sense for the plaintiff who is suing to enforce the non-compete? Well, there is one big advantage of a contingent fee arrangement, and that is that it is based on results, not the amount of time spent. So it gives the attorney an incentive to work hard to get results, but it does not give the attorney any incentive to overbill or spend time on tasks that are really not essential. So those are some advantages of the contingent fee arrangement. A less obvious disadvantage of the contingent fee arrangement is that sometimes a lawyer may get into the middle of a case and at some point conclude, this case really isn't all that valuable and I don't think this is going to be a winner. And when that happens, it can be bad for the client because the lawyer kind of loses interest in the case. Now, he may still do all the things that he's ethically required to do, but his heart just isn't in it anymore. So that can be a disadvantage of a contingent fee arrangement. One more less obvious disadvantage of a contingent fee arrangement is that in a non-compete lawsuit, a lot of times what the company really wants is an injunction as opposed to damages. An injunction is an order from the court to prevent the employee from violating the non-compete. And it's hard to measure the value of that injunction in a way that would make sense for a contingent fee arrangement. Contingent fees really make more sense when what the plaintiff is really after is money, meaning damages. So it may not always work for a non-compete lawsuit. Another kind of fee arrangement, and one that has become a little more popular in recent years, is the flat fee arrangement. Now, flat fees, I think, make more sense usually in sort of transactional matters. For example, let's say preparing a will. You could have a flat fee. Let's say I'll charge $2,000 to prepare the will, and whatever work is necessary to do that, it'll be included. Flat fees are a little harder to be workable in a litigation matter because it's so unpredictable how much work is going to be required. But you are seeing some firms offer flat fee arrangements in litigation matters. Now, there is an advantage to the flat fee, and it's obvious, and that is the client knows up front what the lawsuit is going to cost. One of the things that clients often complain about in litigation matters is that they just don't have any idea how much the fees are going to be. And the fees are almost always going to be more than what the client expected. So a flat fee gives the client certainty, and there is clearly some value in that. But a disadvantage of a flat fee arrangement, and one that may not be that obvious to the client, is that once the lawyer signs the flat fee agreement, the lawyer at that point kind of loses any incentive to either to get good results or to be prepared to get good results. The lawyer's not going to get paid any more for putting more time in the case, and the lawyer's not going to get paid any more for getting a great result. So think about that potential disadvantage before you agree to a flat fee. The last fee arrangement is a hybrid fee arrangement. A hybrid just means it could be some combination of any of these first three. So the most common would be where you have some hourly fee at a reduced rate plus some contingent fee. I think hybrid fee arrangements have a lot of advantages because you can combine some of the advantages of the other forms of fee agreements. So hybrid fee arrangements often make sense. So that's something to consider. So I hope these general tips are helpful for you. Thank you for watching.